Welcome to Besiege Bots, the real home of robotic combat in Besiege. Today, we finally return to Heavyweight Havoc 2021 to begin the bracket elimination stage. Over the previous 8 episodes, 32 robots have fought to claim a spot on this stage of the tournament to get a shot at winning it all. Today, we begin the round of 16, single elimination, starting with the dominant first seed, Blizzard, looking to carry its momentum into the bracket stage, going up against 16th seed Antarctic Sea Spider, having barely survived the tiebreakers to get in. Coming up after, we will also get a driving focused match between the 3-1 Soldier G and the 2-2 Skidmark, a battle of horizontals between Hraun and ASOG and the destructive power of Cruush up against the incredible control of Sobek. Blizzard is a deadly vertical spinner brought to us by Team 999 Robotics. Coming into the bracket as the number 1 seed at a 4-0 record with multiple robots launched into space, they hope to continue their streak and take home their first ever tournament win. Antarctic Sea Spider is a lifter bot by Team Creative Name. Their journey to the bracket stage was an arduous one, going 2-2, losing in the tiebreaker fight to Maceface, but winning the last chance rumble against definitely not Blaze and Lily. They are here to attempt the biggest upset of the tournament. Here we go, our first fight of the episode, Blizzard and Antarctic Sea Spider. These two bots have met before in a rumble, Blizzard briefly getting under, a good pop there to the side, Antarctic Sea Spider looking to keep its wedge pointed at Blizzard, and there's a good shot by Blizzard, throwing Antarctic Sea Spider over. There's a shot to the back of Antarctic Sea Spider and some connections appear to be broken already. There goes a wheel, Blizzard in control so far, Antarctic Sea Spider needs to get back over, Blizzard self-rise them, but can they use that lifter? So far, it's all Blizzard, another wheel off of Antarctic Sea Spider, and there's another huge hit, tearing off pieces of the chassis almost out of the arena. Now it's on the rollers, another good pop by Blizzard. And there's another, can they get the follow-up? Blizzard is not the fastest of the bots, but that weapon more than makes up for it. There's another huge hit. Blizzard a little off balance, but they're back over immediately, and Antarctic Sea Spider with a huge shot by Blizzard once again. Antarctic Sea Spider not looking good. Only one wheel touching the ground now. There's another massive hit by Blizzard. Antarctic Sea Spider, I'm not sure if they're mobile anymore. Blizzard spins down for a brief moment there, but keeping that weapon going. And is it a pit? No, it's not, but Antarctic Sea Spider, I think that's about to be split in half. Blizzard getting back over there. And there it goes, Antarctic Sea Spider in half. One half is out of the arena, the other one has only one wheel left. It's all Blizzard this fight. It is all Blizzard, and I have no doubt that they will be able to finish that last piece off. And there it goes out of the arena. What a terrifying weapon Blizzard has got. I mean, it's been going so well for them. Win by Uta for Blizzard, and Antarctic Sea Spider is out of the tournament. Soldier G is a solid wedge bot built by ASOG Robotics, having 3 wins in the fight card rounds, using its stability and pushing power to control the fight, including a rumble win against its upcoming opponent Skidmark. ASOG Robotics is hoping to repeat these results in the elimination bracket. Skidmark is a compact and colorful vertical spinner from the Crunch Bunch with a 2-2 record. Having lost a rumble against Soldier G because their spinner was damaged by the third bot, Dave, they look forward to fighting Soldier G one-on-one to avenge their loss. Our second fight of the episode is Soldier G and Skidmark. These two bots, both of them rather quick, both of them control focused. It will be a positional game for these two, and a game of who is the lower bot. So far, not many exchanges to go off of, but both of these teams, they know how to drive their bots. And there's Skidmark getting underneath briefly, but Soldier G backs away, and there's a good push to the side. I'm not sure if that's a pin or not, but ASOG Robotics putting their bot underneath Skidmark, that was a good move there to gain some control. Skidmark is the wider of the two bots, but will it be the lower is the question. So far it's looking a little even. I would say Solargy is ahead by a little bit in the ground game. They're circling each other, they're looking for an angle, both of these bots, both of these drivers in fact, the Crunch Bunch and the Astro Robotics. They like their control focused bots. Skidmark does have that vertical spinner on the front. There's a good push into the blue corner by Solargy, trying to reverse to stay underneath Skidmark, but they do not. Somebody has lost a flying block in the meantime. Not sure who that belongs to. But a single flying block is not going to sway damage, I don't think, so they keep fighting. And now Skidmark briefly under, getting some sparks on the front of Solargy, and the front of Skidmark appears to be a little broken on that left side. It's way more flex than it usually has. It still gets under Solargy right there, but they fail to capitalize. Solargy now with a good push to the side, and pushing Skidmark up against the wall, inverted now Skidmark. Can they get back over? Solargy not intent on letting them happen, but they do get back over, but there's a good push once again by Solargy. Now half the fight is left. At Astro Robotics, it's looking good for them. Solargy is displaying good control while Skidmark was on the ramrods there. That will count against them, and now they're upside down Solargy. Can they get back over? They did go a full fight against Ball Pit while they were upside down, but they get back over this time. I believe this fight would have been much more dangerous for them if they stayed upside down. Now Solargy appears to be getting underneath Skidmark, but Skidmark also managing to get under for a brief moment there. And they do once again. Solargy like a matador with a bull, dodging the charge of Skidmark. This was a good move by Astro Robotics, and there's another push to the side of Skidmark into the wall, keeping it underneath Skidmark. That's a good job so far for control there. Keeping it underneath as long as they can. Skidmark gets away now. A minute left of this fight. I would give this to Solargy for now, but anything can happen. And I believe both of the sides on the front of Skidmark appear to be a little broken. I'm not sure how much it is affecting their ability to get underneath. That weapon hasn't come into play very much on Skidmark either. Maybe it's the curse of having such a low diameter. Solargy with a good ram, almost getting Skidmark onto the ramrods. And now it's Skidmark pushing Solargy up against the wall in the red corner, and there's a little bit of damage by that vertical spinner. Not much, but it's honest work. Solargy looking for a reversal. Can they find one? Getting to the side right there. And that's a good push there, but not onto the floor flipper quite yet. Now it's Skidmark trying to go for it, but Skidmark ending up on the floor flipper. And that's the fight. And that's Robotics celebrating, and it's Solargy indeed, 11 for control. And they take aggression as well. Style goes to Skidmark, damage is even. That was a great driving match between these two teams. Solargy advancing to quarterfinals, and Skidmark is eliminated. Hraun is a shell spinner with an interchangeable millibot from 999 Robotics. They go into the bracket stage with a good 3-1 record, beating Higgs Boson, the second bot of the United Launch Alliance, and destructive wins against Blind Rage, Blowplow, and the Fluorescent Nightmares. In this fight, they look to use their low center of mass to their advantage. ASOG is an overhead horizontal spinner brought to us by the United Launch Alliance, also with a 3-1 record in the fight card rounds, with extremely destructive wins and an unlucky loss to Fred due to a physics explosion. It will be interesting to see how their destructive power can be translated to fighting a shell spinner. Here we go, it's ASOG and Hraun, the cluster, swapping that control bot for a drone this fight. Let's see what that drone can do. The shell spinner is so low. What happened there? I believe that's all the teeth off of the shell spinner from the cluster. Yeah, I think so. ASOG still has those two gigantic hammers still spinning. That drone so far has not had any huge effect on the fight. And it's so far it's Hraun deflecting ASOG's shots with that super low shell spinner. The ASOG cannot seem to get any bites on that circle of grabbers that Hraun has. This is not what ASOG usually looks like in his fights, but they may have met the shield that's able to counter their tremendous offense. Can they get back over? ASOG upside down. It's destabilizing, it's back over now. It can spin back up. The drone still has not had any meaningful impact on this fight. There's a small toss to Hraun, but that shell spinner just so low, so stable. And there's a big toss by ASOG. And Hraun, is it going to fall over? If it falls over, it's over for them. They do not have a Self-Righter. And it's looking more and more likely now. Hraun has fallen over that shell spinner. It might be over. I don't think the drone counts. And it in fact is over Hraun. Unfortunate. The drone leaving the arena through the pit in style. Briefly looking terrifying for ASOG, but they are advancing and Hraun is eliminated. Sobek is a lifter grabber bot built by Team Remarkable. They come into the bracket stage as the second seed with a dominant 4-0 record and some of the most beautiful driving of the year. They will try to use their lifter and wide anti-horizontal wedge to control their opponent. Cruush is a threaded horizontal mid-cutter brought to you by Team Wasted Potential, having extremely destructive wins against Mygronic and Blowplow, but losing its fight against Skidmark and the Rumble due to weapon reliability. They are hoping to use their weight and weapon power to overcome Sobek's wedge. Here we go, it's Sobek and Cruush. Deadly horizontal spinner meeting solid control bot. Team Wasted Potential and Team Remarkable, both of these teams are incredible. Who will get the better here? And there goes a wheel off of Sobek right away. Cruush can land so many shots in such little time. And those shots will add up. There go both of the grabbers off of Sobek, and Sobek has lost another wheel. Not much grabbing now, only some lifting by Team Remarkable. They're still the quicker of the two bots, no surprises there. Cruush bringing that plow bar setup, a lot of shots already, even though it's only been 45 seconds in this match. Sobek looking to keep that wedge pointed in the correct directions to tank Cruush's hits as effectively as it can, but there's a lot of hits, and Sobek has lost the right front corner. Cruush landing these shots, but they appear to have lost a little bit of power there. Maybe something is wrong with the motors of Cruush, but they get back over now from the floor bouncer. Sobek underneath with a good lift. Can they keep it under? No, they cannot. Cruush trying to escape, but Sobek recovers quickly underneath them, pushing it into the red corner, lifting underneath. The bar is still spinning on Cruush. As long as it's spinning, it is capable of winning the fight. But Sobek underneath. Good driving here by Team Remarkable. Cruush, the bar appears to be stuck in its own chassis. Can they get that free? Yes, they can. It's spinning once again. But it's not hitting Sobek as much as it was before. There's a good toss. Can Sobek self-right? If Cruush can capitalize here, but they cannot, Sobek is already back over. Waiting for that lift from the side of Cruush. Now pushing it into the red corner again, Cruush. The self-right is broken on Cruush. I don't think they can get back over. I think it's Sobek. Cruush spinning that bar, but they cannot self-right, and Sobek pushing them around to see. Maybe they're trying to get them back over. Sobek faceplants, and Cruush tipped on its side. I don't think they can get back over at all. I think it's it. It's the fight done. Sobek returning to the blue corner. And it is the fight done indeed. Sobek winning by knockout. Impressive. Team Remarkable. Sobek moving on, Cruush is eliminated. That is it for episode 9 of Heavyweight Havoc 2021. We got to see impressive wins from the top seeds, keeping their deep tournament runs alive, a lucky break for ASOG, and a dominant demonstration of control from Soldier G. Next episode, we will continue the round of 16, featuring a fight between the Hammer Maceface and the destructive overhead horizontal spinner of Son of Whoop. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, and consider subscribing. If you're interested in joining our community, follow the Discord link in the description, and from everyone in the Besiege Discord, have a fantastic day, and see you soon.